As we wake up in this brave new world, I'm thinking perhaps the phrase brave new world might be very apropos for this day and age, or at least what we're going towards, as states start cracking down on freedoms that we've enjoyed for a very, very long time. Well, Fox News has a compilation of some of the extreme measures taken state by state on what they're doing to try to stop the spread of this. So, this is a selection of some of the more extreme measures governments have taken to help combat the pandemic. On Kentucky, Governor Beshear wanted everybody to not attend church services. And knowing that individuals were not going to obey the order, he ordered cops to go through the parking lots and write down the license plate of all church attendees and provide it to the health departments. Now, it did say that the health departments will enforce the quarantines of anybody who went to church. Anybody who went to church must be in a 14-day additional quarantine. How they're going to enforce it, well, they are not actually very clear. The police are providing the information to the health department, so I'm assuming it's up to the health department to enforce it, and the health department would probably call the person, and it would be a voluntary style quarantine. And then if you are caught breaking it, I'm assuming you would face fines and or jail time. Beshear said that people were saying that it was their choice. Beshear hammered back, saying, well, it is your choice, but why are you making the choice for the person next to you? Can you guarantee that you're not going to infect someone next to you, and that person's not going to infect somebody in which you can't? The district judge, Justin Walker, however, said that he could not stop and halt local churches' drive-in services. Judge said, enforcing, attempting to enforce, threatening to enforce, or otherwise requiring compliance with any prohibition on drive-in church services at fire. On Holy Thursday, an American mayor criminalized the communal celebration of Easter, Walker wrote in his sternly worded 20-page opinion. That sentence is one that this court never expected to see outside the pages of a dystopian novel or perhaps the pages of The Onion. Bam! Body slam. The Onion. Yeah, I don't see an issue if you're having a church service in your car. You're in your car. You're 6 feet from the other car anyways. You're in your car. Your windows are rolled up. You're not transmitting shit. I think drive-up church services should be fine. But Kentucky ain't the only one. Mississippi actually handed out a $500 ticket to every single church attendee. It seems a little bit excessive. Let's read it. Mississippi has gone so far as to ticket anyone who attends a church drive-in, despite the attendees staying in their cars with windows up the entire time. The church has sued the city of Greenville for fining every attendee $500. That to me sounds like it's nothing more than a money grab. You're in your car. You're not infecting other people. You're in your car. There is social distancing. It would be the same as if they went down the road and you're stopped at a red light and you're waiting for the light to turn green. There's a car next to you here. There's a car next to you there. Well, all of you get a $500 ticket then because this car needs to be, 20 feet back that way? We can't do it. You're in your car. You're fine. That to me seems greedy and a money grab. Government is clearly overstepping its authority when it singles out churches for punishment, especially in a ridiculous fashion like this, said Alliance Defending Freedom Senior Counsel Ryan Tucker. And I believe so too, because, really, you're in your car. This next one I'm a little bit mixed about. Tuesday, homeowners in the Outer Banks area of North Carolina filed a lawsuit after officials blocked them from accessing their vacation homes. Outer Banks is a really hot vacation home spot. A lot of people own second houses out there. Local officials are requiring individuals to have a North Carolina driver's license or proof of permanent residence for them to access their vacation homes. I'm a little bit split on that one. I can see both sides of it. Look, if it's your vacation home, it's your vacation home. Why aren't you sheltering in place in your normal home? Secondly, the other side of that, though, is, well, what if they spend 6 months and 6 months and their vacation home, they were already going there. It was pre-planned. They were supposed to be there. They've got all their stuff there. You can't block them at that point. I'm slightly mixed on that one. On that one, I'm kind of wondering if maybe, I could see it's your vacation home. You're supposed to be sheltering in place. Stay home. Also, it's your vacation home. If it's your community and someone comes from, let's say, New York to their vacation home, you're going to be like, well, they came from New York. It's pretty infested. Why didn't they just stay there? I could see both sides of that one. New York, likewise. is considering suing Rhode Island because Rhode Island had sent officers door to door looking for any New Yorkers that were arrested there during the quarantine. Yeah, you don't want to see that. That's kind of a stigmatism. That's kind of adding, you're from New York, and yeah, we kind of want to back off on that a little bit. New York is considering suing Rhode Island over that. Cuomo said, I understand the goal, but there's a point of absurdity, and I think what Rhode Island did is at that point of absurdity. We have to keep the ideas and the policies we implement positive rather than recreationary and emotional. And it was more emotional, going door to door and looking for New Yorkers. Okay, that's a little bit too far. Rhode Island Governor Gina Raimondo defended the policy, doubling down on its importance. I want to be crystal clear about this. If you're coming to Rhode Island from New York, you are ordered into quarantine, she said. The reason for that is because more than half of the cases of coronavirus in America are in New York. And you can see her point of view as well, can't you? You see, this whole thing, none of this has a perfect solution, no matter which side of it you are on. Because each side, when you look at that side's perspective, that side is mostly correct and a little bit wrong. And that's both sides. Earlier this week, both Florida and New Jersey announced that they would use drones to locate and break up any gatherings in violation of social distancing mandates. The drone one kind of bugs me because I could see that expanding. Drones are very easy. They add anonymity to the individual, operating the drone. Whenever you have that once removed part, people tend to act a little bit differently. And I could see this picking up into more than just enforcing that. What's to stop them from arming the drones with first non-lethal things and this and that? I mean, it would make sense, right? Here you have a police department. From the police department's perspective, man, we have these drones. They're working out great. I have my officers here safely in the office. They're flying around the drones. They've got cameras on them. They can fly high and see more of the city. They can move faster. Why don't we just have two drones and have one as a camera drone and one as a taser drone? And yeah, I could see it happening. In Elizabeth, New Jersey, police clarified that the drones had a singular function and would not be able to record or take pictures. For now. It would merely play a pre-recorded message demanding anyone in the area disperse. For now. It doesn't have any cameras. For now. The announcement predictably caused a significant outcry over privacy concerns, but the police reiterated they are just trying to save lives, not trying to be Big Brother, yes. The road to, what's the phrase? The road to destruction is paved with good intentions. Police in Daytona, Florida explained that the drones are meant to help keep police safe. Yes. Keep police safe. I'm sorry, police. It is not your job to be safe. That is not what you signed up for. If you signed up to be an officer, then you realize that there are inherent risks to it. And part of those risks come at the cost of freedoms. You are there to help keep our freedoms, and therefore it helps keep you in risk. That's just the way it is. If you are completely safe as a police officer, then you are doing dick squat to help keep our freedoms. That's just the way it is. Freedom and security, they are mutually exclusive. The more freedom you have, the less security you have. The more security you have, the less freedom you have. Hey, if you want 100% security, I will build you a room. We'll pad it. We'll take your arms. We'll put you in one of those little straitjackets. We'll lock you in the room. We'll feed you, force feed you. That way you don't have to ever worry about moving your arms or anything. You'll be completely and totally safe and secure. But you will have zero freedoms. It's just the way it works. The Daytona drones are equipped with a FLIR system that can detect body temperatures with a fever. Any temperature between 99 and 105 degrees. Okay, so we have these drones flying over, and what? You see someone with a fever, and what? You have a quick response team to come pick them up or something? Wow. Michigan bans visits between friends and family. As Michigan becomes the third most infected state in the country, Governor Gretchen Whitmer extended both the state's stay-at-home order's duration as well as its conditions. The order, which now will remain in effect until May 1st, now prohibits all public and private gatherings of any size. Some exceptions to the order, which take effect today, are caring for a relative or their pet, a child, an elderly or disabled person, visiting someone in a healthcare facility, or attending a funeral with fewer than 10 people. God, the world we live in today, the brave, brave, brave new world. We must continue to do everything we can to slow the spread and protect our families, Whitmer said in a statement, according to Detroit's WXYZ TV. Residents may visit a home outside of the state or return to Michigan from another state or drive to a Michigan state park, the Free Press reported. Okay, so they can drive to these places. Friday, a video showing police dragging a Philadelphia resident off the bus went viral. The man was removed for not wearing a mask, violating the Southeastern Philadelphia Transportation Authority's mandate. I did a video on this as well. The cops were correct in pulling him off the bus. One, it was a mandate the day before the guy got on the bus. It was a mandate. Two, the reason he was pulled off the bus was he was asked to leave. He became belligerent. Okay, he became belligerent. Several passengers had called 911. The day after this video came out of them pulling this guy off the bus, then they made it, SEPTA made it not a mandate to wear a mask on the bus. But at the time that they pulled him off, the officers were correct in pulling him off. Police initially responded to calls of a disturbance after the passenger was repeatedly asked to leave the bus and refused. I want to be very clear, the police were not responding to a social distancing complaint, said Brian Abernathy, managing director, which is what I had said in my video. It wasn't about the mask. It was about he broke mandate, he was asked to leave, and he became belligerent. Police were responding to the fact that the person was asked to leave and refused. A SEPTA spokesperson spoke with Fox 29, stating that the agency does not want its policies to incite conflict or disrupt service. The initial mandate has been reversed after the video stirred up by negative publicity. SEPTA is now simply strongly encouraging passengers to wear protective masks and gloves. Again, it relates back to you. You are responsible for your own safety, and no one in the world is more responsible for your own safety than yourself. You must decide for yourself what level of safety versus freedoms you are willing to take. When the pandemic started, Americans hesitated to go to the doctor for fear of the costs they might incur. Now they might hesitate because healthcare workers are reporting their addresses to police. Yes. I did a video on that as well. Now police are being notified of anybody who is infected. Why? To what end? What list? Why? According to a Vice News report, Alabama started to, and more than just Alabama, I forget what other states, or two other states that were doing it as well. Alabama started to report the information at the end of March. Alabama provides the address, but not the names of individuals who have tested positive for the virus. In my video, I said there are a bunch of problems. What if the person moves, something happens, or they are not there, they're in the hospital, they have someone caring for their home, their pet, their whatever, their plants, okay? And then this person goes in and takes care of their stuff. Police are going by. This person leaves. Police are like, wait a second. This address is on that list of coronavirus patients. This person's leaving their home. Get him! Get him! Meanwhile, that's just a person taking care of the other person's stuff. It could happen. It's only on an as-known, as-needed basis, said Leah Mistley. No, it's not. The officers are given this address at roll call in the morning. It's not only on an as-known or as-needed basis. During roll call, the chief of police had said, during roll call, he hands out a list of these addresses to his officers. The impetus behind this is to protect first responders because 911 receives the information and coordinates the response of the first responders. That was deemed the most efficient way to share this information. But that's not what they're doing. The cops are getting a list at roll call of the addresses. That's where the issue is. The Massachusetts order went into effect March 18th, stating that the information could not be retained beyond the state of emergency. Yeah. How many times we're going to destroy that information? You just give us all that information. We're going to destroy it when it's done. Yeah, okay. Again, Massachusetts shares the addresses, but not the names of individuals who tested positive. You give me an address, and I can do a reverse search and find the name. And from there, the phone number. And from there, the relatives. And from there, everything else. Privacy advocacy groups argue that the measure is outdated and violates privacy. It is outdated because you give me an address, I can reverse search and get all the information. It's based on early and mistaken idea that the disease was only spread by people who were obviously symptomatic, said Dr. Deborah Peel, founder of Patient Privacy Rights. And that is a great, excellent point. Excellent point. Asymptomatic people can spread it too, so really it doesn't do any good unless you put every single American on the list. We know now that was wrong, so it makes no sense. Everybody should act in a careful social distancing way to interact with anybody's door they have to knock on, and that is true. It should be considered everybody is infected. When I did this video, they said that the reason that they were taking these addresses is that if someone called 911 first responders had to show up, they could take extra precautions. But that is the wrong thing. Extra precautions, the think should be everybody is infected. That's what first responders should believe. And they should treat every call with the same amount of protection, personal protection for themselves, because they should assume everybody's infected. So going on the list doesn't make any sense anyways. But what kind of extreme measures are going on in your area and in your neck of the woods? I'm curious. I love you guys. Stay informed, and I will see you on the next one.